But boy, that sex drive is going through the roof. You know, that's one thing I can say. I think I left that out in the original Gironda video that I did on the steak and eggs diet. So I want to add that the sex drive was through the roof, and you know, has maintained itself very well since then. So just slide that. Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Oh, I'm sharing with you today some comparison between Vince Gironda's steak and eggs diet, which I did do, you recall, a few months back prior to any lockdown pandemic that we had going on in our world. Just before that, I was doing the steak and egg diet. I did a very good plan for 40 days to see exactly what result we would get. The goal was to burn body fat. And it's very ketogenic on the one hand, similar to the ketogenic diet with a few exceptions. And I heard from all subscribers and all the comments regarding, you know, truly ketogenic diets are a little bit different. Of course, I understand. Otherwise it wouldn't be called ketogenic, it would be called steak and eggs diet, right? So my point in this is this. Here is what happened on the steak and eggs diet, the Vince Gironda plan. Several really great things. Number one, I did this plan. It was a 5-day diet cycle, 4 days of just steak and eggs. I love me some steak and eggs, first of all. You have to if you're going to do the steak and eggs diet. But I kept it to steak and eggs with a tiny salad later on in the day, and on the second meal, 2 meals a day. I do it for 4 days, working out and everything. And then on the 5th day, I'd break the diet and eat more carbohydrates. And really, it was a little bit more of a loose, non-counting day, you know, more carbs than anything else on the 5th day. And I would break that every 5 days. So I went 8 cycles for 40 days. And the end result with no cardio was physically a reduction in body fat, which was very nice. I was, you know, several pounds down. It was obvious from the beginning that this works. It just works. I got a good result. I enjoyed it, and it wasn't difficult for me. The 5th day really broke it up for me along the way, and it allowed, you know, for me, I noticed my muscles would fill back up again after having those carbs, and I'd feel better and train better, all of that. Having said all of that, and hearing all of the ketogenic comments that came on down the pike afterwards in the comment section, you know, through my video, as well as emails, I've heard it all at this point. A lot of recommendations of, hey, you know, if you would have just gone the straight 40 days without breaking it every 5th day, then you would have had a true ketogenic result, a true larger loss in body fat. And I understand that, and I understood that going into it. That wasn't my purpose. My purpose in doing it was that I wanted to do the Vince Gironda version of the steak and eggs diet, or his version of what would be considered a somewhat ketogenic plan, with the exception of that 5th day. And I do understand that just when my body was getting used to eating the fats and the protein, bam, I'd switch it up and throw the carbs in there, preventing it from going 100% keto. I understand that. One thing I left out was a great side effect of that diet was, I believe, that all of the cholesterol, the fats, and the saturated fat, I believe that just 40 days later, my hormone levels were actually, I didn't get tested, but boy, that sex drive was going through the roof. You know, that's one thing I can say. I think I left that out in the original Vince Gironda video that I did on the steak and eggs diet. So I want to add that the sex drive was through the roof, and you know, has maintained itself very well since then. So just a little side note. But having said that, ketogenic diet. Am I going to go and jump onto a ketogenic diet now at this point? No, I'm not. And here's why. I've been a bodybuilder at heart, you know, from the day I started lifting weights back when I was a teenager. And now I'm 55. I believe 100% that the ketogenic plan is very good for body fat control and fat loss. I do. I saw it firsthand myself. I felt it firsthand myself on just the Vince's steak and eggs diet, which isn't even 100% keto. Having said that, the things that I don't like, that don't make any sense to me with regards to the ketogenic plan, is that I have typical bodybuilder concerns. Number one is if you're working out hard, sweating, and doing all of that, your electrolytes. There's really, if you're not having fruits and vegetables, if you're not having some regular source of potassium, with a little bit of concern for the magnesium as well, getting enough of those things in proper proportion. Boy, man, you're spicing up those meats that you're eating. You're spicing up each meal with, salt, pepper, garlic, things like that. That's what I was using. Even if you were to use a K salt, a potassium salt, it's really a small amount of potassium that you're getting in. And I'm not comfortable with that. Your heart functions and needs a decent amount of potassium. That's one of my biggest concerns with regards to that. The secondary one is, as a bodybuilder, while I enjoyed completely, when I did Vince's plan, not doing any cardio at all. I don't do bodybuilding to do cardio. I really detest cardio. Okay, that's not my thing, never has been my thing. I only do it as a necessary evil, so to speak, a necessary part of the program to keep body fat levels under control or to reduce them at times. But during Vince's plan, I didn't do that at all. I really enjoyed that part of the plan. I could see how people on the ketogenic plan, there's no need. There's really no need. You're going to go ahead and stick to that plan and have a great time eating some good food, dense, nutrient-dense food that have enough fats in it to hold your energy levels over. But the absorption rate is only so much when you're taking in that much fat. So you can only gain so much or only utilize so much in the course of any given day. So I really do like that aspect of a ketogenic type plan. I won't go full ketogenic because, those days of throwing my body on the line, my health on the line overall, to a degree, they're becoming less and less often, okay? I'm only willing to go so far with it. I've experimented a lot over the years on my own body, and I'm healthy, I'm whole, my blood work comes out really nice. I don't want to go, off the rails and do anything to an extreme, over and above to an extreme. So the ketogenic diet to me is completely imbalanced in the course of a month. When I look at it over the course of 40 days, if I look at it over the course of 2 months, it's completely imbalanced, meaning there's plenty of fats for energy, protein in there. I know you're about to say you don't need carbs. Some of the micronutrients that come with those carbohydrate foods, I just don't buy that you're going to get through these high-fat, high-protein sources. I just don't buy it. Down in the comment section below, if you disagree with me, please feel free. Shoot the comments. Bring it on. I'd love to hear. I read those things. I respond to almost all of them as well. So please bring your opinion on. Please inform the rest of us as far as the ketogenic plan and how running it on a long-term basis is going to answer not just our concerns for body fat control, but bring, let's say, long-term good health. I could understand that as far as, things like cardiovascular disease. I'm sure it does bring good health. However, little imbalances with regards to working out really, really hard. How are those electrolytes doing? Okay, especially in summer months. And then on top of it all, the bodybuilder concerns. I know I'm 55. I know a lot of you guys are past, 40, past 50. I know you are. But let's talk bodybuilding for just a moment before I go. In a bodybuilding sense, even the bodybuilders from the 70s and the golden era who followed mainly high protein, high fat diet, they would take one day a week. They would still take Sundays to go off their diet plan and load up on carbohydrates. So even they knew it was necessary in building muscle. Bodybuilder concerns, working out very hard. There was some aspect to eating those carbs and breaking the plan at that point that seemed necessary to them And I happen to agree with. I've seen it firsthand in myself that doing just the Vince Gironda plan, 4 days into it, yes, I know that my liver wasn't converting all those fats to glucose 100%, but it's hard to believe that your liver is going to keep up and convert long-term enough glycogen to build that muscle. So, I'd love to hear your comments below. And that's it for today. From my heart and my opinion to you, John Hart, thank you for stopping by. I look forward to those comments. Hey, before you leave, please smash an elbow and hit that like button off to your left over there if you don't mind. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out, and it allows me to long-term knock out these really cool videos. Off to your right, you have a subscribe button, or that circle floating around my head right now is also a subscribe button. You can tap either one of those, and YouTube will notify you whenever I have some cool new videos pop up. Thank you very much.